YTPC, Backwoods Piper. I know, it's been a while. I'm sitting over here at the reloading bench today. I'm just prepping some brass for reloading. I'm smoking a little Paranelli today. And then I got some C&D Bayou Night. So I just thought I'd give you a buzz and see what's going on here, or show you that what I'm doing. It's Sunday the 24th, Memorial Day weekend. I just been messing around, went fishing the other day, my wife and I, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some pictures. Had a pretty good day. Wife was just darn happy to get out of the house. And well, I was too. I mean, I've been getting out of the house. I'm not self-isolating. I think it's ridiculous. So that's my opinion. But of course, I live out here in the country, so I don't have to go up into the big city or anything. But yeah, I see all these people wearing masks and all that good stuff. I don't do it. Not to say that I won't, but I mean, matter of fact, yesterday I did have to. I went up to the reloading shop yesterday, and they wouldn't let you indoor without a mask, which I already knew that because I went last weekend, and of course I didn't have a mask, so I had to. I always carry a big handkerchief like the old cowboys wear, or had, and so I put my bandana around myself like a whole bandit. I told him, I said, "This is awesome, isn't it?" I said, "Hell, for all you know, we could be bandits and stealing you blind, and you wouldn't know who it was that did it." But anyway, that's what I had to do. So I don't like it. I think it's taking away just more of our freedoms. And again, that's my opinion. I know everybody's got their own opinion and stuff, but anyway, that's all I'm doing today is messing around. I'm depriming is what I'm doing. By the way, I'm sizing and depriming these things. See inside the end of the shell, that little thing with a dimple in it, that's the primer. And before you reload them, you got to knock the primers out. And so that's what this tool does. It knocks the primer out, and it resizes the case, because when you shoot these things, the cases expand a bit, and so you got to resize them down to their original shape. And that's what I'm doing. Nothing better to do. It's pretty hot outside right now. I was out there earlier. Some of you know I got a four-wheeler, and I've been working on it, and I took it for a little spin today around the property. After I put it back together, I refinished the brush guard and one of the racks on it, sanded it down, repainted it, put it back on. Looks pretty good. And again, if you follow me on Instagram, Al Jameson 8, that's you'll see some pictures of it there. Of course, I'm yakking so much, my pipe went out. Don't know what, here it is. Oh yeah, something else on these. Most of this is once fired military brass, and in the military they do what they crimp these primers. They put a little crimp around the outside edge of them so that the primer won't back out during the heat of a battle or something like that, I guess. And so when I get done depriming these things and sizing them, then I got another setup that I use for taking that crimp out of there. It's called swaging. And what it is basically is a little rod that pushes up into the edge of this thing here, and there's a little, and it just pushes out that crimp on it. so that you can reload it without any trouble. And honestly, with these particular caliber, this is a 223 or a 5.56 NATO round. It's probably cheap enough that I could buy them with it and not have to take the trouble to reload, but I enjoy reloading. But this is just one of several steps. You see this machine over here, that's what's known as a progressive reloader. And with that one, I fill this part up here with, you probably can't see it. Let me see if I can swing you around here. This little tube right here, I fill that up with brass. It comes down here, I pull this handle and this whole setup goes up like that. And every time you pull the handle, it's got this little spindle on here and it rotates. And what that does, that'll size the shell, prime it, size it in one step, and deprime it, or decap it, take the primer out, size it. Next step, it'll prime it, put a primer in it. Next step here is the powder measure. It'll put however much powder that you have it set for, it'll put that down into the case. The next one here, you put a bullet on top and hold it, and it goes up in there, and it'll put the bullet in it, and then you pull the handle down, and it comes to this next set over here, and that crimps the bullet in place so it doesn't fall out. And the next handle, it'll drop off into a tray. So basically, once you get the whole thing going, every time you pull the handle, a new shell will drop into the bin. And I can do, if everything's working right, I can do 400 rounds an hour. That's quite a few. And it's just a lot faster. This is what they call a single stage press, which with this one, you have a die that goes in, it'll knock the primer out and size the shell, and then you do a whole bunch of those like that, and then you got another die here that you take this one out, put this one in, and it'll seat the bullet and crimp it, but it's in two different operations, whereas this one, it's in, it's just got it all in one whack. Oh, and also once you deprime these things, then you got to prime them, put a primer in it, and put powder in it, a measured amount of powder, which is what this thing here is for a single stage press. It'll put however much powder you got it metered for, it'll drop it in the shell, and then you put it in here, put this die in place, put the bullet in. So it's quite a tedious operation doing it one at a time. But when I use it, I use that for accuracy. It's a lot more accurate. But anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day. At least in the States, that's Memorial Day. And well, with that said, I just thought I'd check in, see how everybody's doing. Hope everybody's, like I said, having a good weekend. And I guess I'll get off here. I've been on here for a long time already, but that's what I've been doing. So anyway, you guys have a good weekend. Backwoods Piper. Keep your pipes lit and your tobacco dry. I will catch you later.